I absolutely love the YouTube community. You guys watch these videos, you share, you like, you subscribe, and without you, I would not be able to really even do this. I've been shadow banned, and the topics that I talk about, they're not really topics that that community wants out there, and you guys are pushing it, so thank you so much. This morning, I got a message, and it was, have you seen Jim Caviezel's speech? And so the answer is no, I hadn't seen it. And a few days ago, he spoke in Las Vegas. You might go, who is this guy? Well, he is the guy that played Jesus in The Passion of the Christ. And so he goes through and he talks about how he was warned that this part was going to be extremely physical and demanding. And he goes through and he talks about when he's carrying the cross that his shoulder was dislocated. And they actually kept that in the movie, that part. Then he talks about when they were whipping him with the cat o' nine tails, how the boards that protected him didn't protect him all the way, and it got into him and ripped out the flesh. He talks about the pneumonia that he got. He talks about the 2 heart issues. And yes, it was physically demanding. But you can see there was a serious spiritual component to it as well. What has that got to do with our devotional today? Well, it's got a lot to do with our devotional today, because the Lord is going to call Moses up on the mountain, and that is going to be physically demanding. He is going to fast for 40 days. Jim felt that what he was doing as far as playing Christ was literally a calling, and so Moses is being called again, and it's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds. And not only is this a physical thing and physically demanding, emotionally demanding, but we're going to see this has a spiritual component to it as well. So what is the verse? We find ourselves in Exodus 24:2, and it says, "And Moses alone shall come near unto the Lord, but they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him." So Moses is being called up to be up on the mountain with the Lord, and you're going to see that he is there almost a week just waiting on the Lord. If Moses knows anything, he knows how to be alone. He knows how to wait, and so he is waiting upon the Lord. Can you see the principle in that? We don't like to wait today, and we don't like to be alone. And in the waiting, in the isolation, oftentimes that's when we experience God coming to us. Now, no doubt the enemy would like to isolate us as well, but that's a different story. Then we also see that it's during this time period that he gives him some instruction. Now, what does he instruct him on? Well, obviously he gives him the 10 Commandments, but more than that, he gives them the laws whereby the nation of Israel, this newly formed nation, is going to live by. We're going to look at those tomorrow in Sunday school, but these laws are going to be extremely important. He gives them the blueprints for the tabernacle and their form of worship and what that's going to look like. But I want you to know that he is forming a nation that is going to be strong enough and built up enough that they're going to be able to march into enemy territory and take it over. Yes, the promised land was full of Canaanites. It was full of pagan idolatry, and they were going to march right into the den of Satan, and they were going to take it over. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that powerful? I think a lot of times we don't realize that. Now, the generation that Moses was leading, they obviously were not prepared. If you go back and you take a look in Exodus, you're going to see that most of all they saw was on the horizontal realm. All they saw was on the horizontal realm. And they were worried about their food, and they were worried about their water, and they were worried about their protection. And God had that all taken care of. They weren't ready to see God come down in a very spiritual way and take care of things. And so when you begin to fast forward and you see that he gives them Deuteronomy, so they repeat the law again to this next generation, and then they recommit themselves on this side of Jordan before they cross over. They set up 12 stones as a memorial, And then they march into Jericho and they see God just completely take over Jericho. This was totally spiritual. And you see that if we are going to face what is right in front of us right now, then we need to do this equipped spiritually with God. We need to spend some time with God. Have you thought about kind of going up on the mountain? Have you thought about what it would look like if I just really spent time with the Lord? I may have to wait. Moses had to wait 6 days. Daniel had to wait 21 days before he heard from God in Daniel 10. We may have to wait a while before God begins to really speak. But when he does speak, he's going to prepare us to really face that battle that's ahead. Maybe we haven't seen anyone really march out, anyone stand up yet, because we haven't done the preparation that we really need to do. When you read prophetic words that are found in the Word of God, you're going to see that it's all spiritual that's coming. Yes, it may manifest itself in the physical, but it's spiritual. This is a battle with the enemy. And God knows what he's doing. He prepared his people to be used as instruments to go in and defeat the enemy. Could God be waiting on us that we might submit ourselves to him to be prepared to fight the battles that are ahead? Just a question, things that rattled through my mind. I want to thank the one that sent me the message that caused me to think down that path. Appreciate you guys. And I want to say that let us really prepare ourselves and rise up to be the Lord's army. God bless you.